And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week. You know, I've promised several of you that I'll spend more time concentrating on business and politics and a little bit less on sports over the course of the next few weeks. But who can ignore the Masters and the incredible comeback of Tiger Woods? You know, a lot of folks like to chat about the Masters, but very few put their money where their mouth is. James Aducci did and picked up $1.275 million on an $85,000 bet on Tiger Woods. He knew it was coming. This week we witnessed the tragedy at Notre Dame, but out of that awful situation and heartbreaking fire came some really good things. Within 2 days, over $1 billion had been pledged to rebuild the cathedral, which we're now being told will happen within 5 years. Most of that money came from the Pinot and Arnaud families, but also so much of it came from small dollar contributors from around the world. And there was a reciprocal effect here in the United States, where hundreds of thousands of dollars poured in to rebuild churches in the American South that had been torched. Out of light came darkness this week, a theme for Holy Week. And I was reminded of the words of St. Joan of Arc, burned at the stake there, who said, "Lift the cross higher so that I can see it through the flames." And of course, that powerful image of that gold cross in the embers of Notre Dame Cathedral is in the minds of all of us as we walk through this very blessed week. And as we're sitting down to tape this, the Mueller report's release is imminent. Attorney General Barr has held his press conference. They're ready to release the redacted report. But I can guarantee you this, it won't end there. In many respects, this is anticlimactic. We already know what's in the report, and the conclusion that there simply was no collusion between the Trump campaign, Donald Trump, or any of his team and the Russian government. That ought to make everybody happy that the Russians tried and failed to meddle in our elections. But unfortunately for Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler and Blumenthal and some of these others, it simply isn't, and it will go on and on and on. I can predict, and you know it well, they'll ask for the redactions to be removed, they'll ask for the underlying documents, even though they know much of it is grand jury testimony and classified information, which by law must be kept secret. Then they'll say, let's have all these witnesses come in front of the Congress and testify. They'll want to see the FBI notes, and there's just no end to it because they have lost their storyline, which was that they had mountains of evidence. And I don't use the word lie very often. I don't like it in the political framework. But that was a lie. They didn't have it. They don't have it now. And they're not going to come to something in a few weeks that Mueller and his team couldn't come up with in 2 years. It really is time to move on, and the American people want that. Watch the political fallout from this as folks say, let's focus on the people's business in Washington, D.C. In other news, Steve Moore, an old friend, is a nominee for the Federal Reserve. That would be a great pick. You know, the rap on Moore is that he's too much the president's guy, but on a critical issue, tariffs, they don't agree. It's one where I'm with Steve Moore, as you, I'm sure, have picked up over the course of the past few weeks. In international news, the Brazilian government is making major steps to reduce the gargantuan bureaucracy that has marked that nation and held it back economically for so long. President Jair Bolsonaro taking the new minister there, Guirado, and saying, let's scale back the public pension system, which is strangling the economy there, where politicians have gotten gigantic pensions, but ordinary Brasileiros have not. Something to watch, because as it emerges as an economic power to the South, it's good news for the U.S. because Bolsonaro and Trump already have a really good relationship. And finally, for my friends of the Christian faith, it's Easter time. And as you view this on Saturday morning, we will have walked together through most of the Triduum, leaving only the vigil tonight and the celebration of the resurrection tomorrow. And I hope that you've had an opportunity to really focus on the three most important words in all of history. He is risen. The Lord is risen indeed. Alleluia. A blessed and happy Easter to all of you. And for now, that truly is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.